The story of two Carlow men's venture into industry began in the cab of a juggernaut. For 4 years, John Moran trundled along the highways and the byways of the EEC, transporting imports and exports. And it was the illogicality of what he was transporting from Europe back to Ireland that decided him to have a go at setting up his own processing factory outside Carlow town.
One day I thought it was daft, importing potato chips into Ireland. And I just said to myself, surely we can do this ourselves. It was like importing, it was like bringing sand to the desert.
Well, do you think will it work though, John?
I am convinced it will work. We've done all the research, and I find that we should be very well able to compete with the other people at the business.
In partnership with agricultural advisor Michael Tennyson, John Moran has set up this £500,000 plant just a few miles from the failed Erin Foods vegetable processing factory. Here they'll soon be freezing potato chips, carrots and peas, generating jobs for about 30. It's simple vegetable processing, but why should it work here when vegetable processing didn't work for the area's Erin Foods factory? Michael Tennyson.
The biggest problem that I see in it was the fact that the material had to be soaked in water overnight. It's not readily available. It's not as simple for the hotel chef, and it's not as simple for the housewife. Whereas the frozen material, you can just take out whatever you require out of your package, put it into your cooking utensil, and whatever you don't require, put it back in your freezer. So
now, what would you say is the potential then for the frozen product?
Well, the market in Ireland, as I said, is growing at around 18% a year. We would anticipate producing about 5,000 tonnes a year on one shift, which, if you work it out, is approximately about the produce of 800 acres of potatoes. Now, we would hope to get those potatoes grown here in the local area. The Barrow Valley is an excellent soil type. There's a good tradition of contract growing in the area, and from our information, the farmers are more than willing to grow.
And you'll then move into other vegetable types?
Yes, one of the problems with potatoes is that during the summer months it's difficult to get adequate supplies at economic prices. So our line is set up in such a way that we can do frozen peas or frozen carrots. Peas you would have coming in the months of July and August, and carrots then in September. So we would envisage maybe 1 month of a closed down period where you can do maintenance and during holiday period and that sort of thing.
And in terms of employment and money values, what you see is the potential of the project?
Our employment would be approximately 15 people, 15 workers per shift. Now, we would envisage doing 2 shifts during the peak harvesting period, which would last maybe for 3 or 4 months. So we're talking about a potential employment of 30 people. The value, our sort of output per year would be £1 million per shift. So you're talking about a total of 2 million then with 2 shifts.
In short, they freeze the vegetables instead of drying them. It's cheaper and it's what the customer wants. It's also the process the Erin Foods workers were asking their management to switch to, but instead that factory was closed down. Ironically, some second-hand sugar company machinery is now installed in the new free enterprise factory, doing what the Erin workers wanted it to do, workers who are now on the dole.